I'm here to report on See Something, Say Something. But I'd like to start off with some good news. Once or twice a year, I seem to interact with Colleen Reedy, my go-to person in the town hall, and Don Nunes, Director of Public Works, and Chief Fox. And if these folks don't immediately answer my telephone call, they always call me back in minutes. Great service. These folks have always treated me with respect, and I consider them to be true professionals and positive assets to the town of Enfield. I thought I'd share that with you guys. Now back to See Something, Say Something. And in this regard, I have many details I could share with you, but for the sake of time, I'll hit the high points, and you can get back to me if you'd like to know more. I received my 2022 tax assessment statement. It included changes that didn't make sense. So I called the new assessor, Tom Helms. He didn't answer my call. I left a message. He didn't call me back. Next, my sister called me to say that she received the 2022 tax assessment statement for the farmland the Mullen family owns, and it included changes that didn't make sense. Next, I attended an Ag Committee-sponsored meeting with presentations by the Connecticut Farm Bureau and an assessment lawyer. Here I learned that Helms had a reputation for going after farmers, converting their Public Act 490 farmland into other higher tax usage. He has done this in 3 towns. He's been told that it is a bad practice, and in many cases is against the law, but still he does it. I researched Helms' past in the towns of Wallingford and Bloomfield, and I could find no support for him or his service in those towns. Rather, everyone I spoke to questioned his qualifications and integrity. Based on this information, I decided that I needed to appeal my 2022 tax assessment. I went to an appeal board meeting to review my cases. I was sworn in and started to speak when I was asked to stop. The board wanted to tell me that I could record my session, but they wanted to create an open, relaxed environment, and as such, the board would not be recording my session. They went on to say that they did not want the assessor to be in attendance and or to record the session, as that might make me feel uncomfortable or intimidated. It was nice. It made sense to me. I felt good about that, you know? But then they went on and said, by the way, the assessor is sitting right behind you, and he's recording your session. I was like, what? And I turned around, and there in the shadows, I hadn't noticed the guy on the way when I came in, was an individual. I was puzzled, and I believe I said so, but this individual never introduced himself or said anything, but rather gave me what I would describe as a stare down. You know, just stared at me, like, very unusual. So why was Helms there, and why did he sit behind me, and why didn't he speak, and why was he recording my session? It was creepy. It still felt unsettling to me the next morning, so under the See Something, Say Something policy, I called Chief Fox and I reported this incident to him. I thought it was intimidating. Going back to my appeals, I built my 1,512 square foot house in 2007, and nothing has changed, not even the curtains, since 2007. So I was surprised to see that my living space was increased in the 2022 reevaluation by plus 60%, from 1,512 square feet to 2,478 square feet. How did this happen? How did Helms add 966 square feet to my house? I still don't know, but I'm glad I caught it. Regarding the Mullen family farmland, Helms took it out of PA 490 and reclassified it with an increase of value of over $150,000. As the title and usage of this property has not changed under PA 490 rules and regulations, this property cannot be reclassified. This type of change is exactly what the Connecticut Farm Bureau and the assessment lawyer said were the types of actions Helms was infamously known for. The appeal board sent me a statement last week, and I learned that Helms' bogus changes to our properties have been struck down and deleted, so we are now okay. But I've heard some other bad stories, and I suggest you check with other farmers and older folks and maybe look into the Goodwill Industries situation. After feeling like I wasted a lot of time on these assessment issues that should have never taken place, I called my childhood friend who advises me on legal matters. I related all of this to him, and when I got done, I told him I felt I had gone through something sketchy. And I asked him if he thought Helms was professional, and he laughed. And I said, what's so funny? And he chuckled and said that he thought I would have asked if Helms was sleazy or unethical. And I said, okay, was Helms sleazy or unethical? At that point, he stopped chuckling and said he thinks the real questions are, was what Helms is doing criminal? And who is letting Helms get away with this stuff on Enfield citizens? And he told me I need to report this to the town of Enfield authorities. So under See Something, Say Something, that is my report. And my opinion is please keep the town of Enfield professionals and get rid of the bad apples. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.